forgot how quick this thing is. Oh, I opened that vent so I can get some air through my face. Good evening, everybody. Hope you're doing very, very well. I'm hoping you can hear me because I have a new microphone. Whose microphone? I was using that Purple Panda mic before, which was fine, and it has been fine for years, but then it started like really crackling and like clipping, so I spent a small fortune on a new microphone. It's not quite as good as the one that username Kate has just bought, but it's a substantial amount more expensive than I wanted to spend on a mic, but you know. Welcome to a Vloggage video. The elephant in the room being, look at what I'm on! The Ducati is back, or mostly back anyway. Before I get properly started on this Vloggage, first things first, before I go anywhere, I just want to say, happy birthday, Dad! It's my dad's birthday, well, it was yesterday. If everyone in the comments can write, happy birthday, Mickey V, that would be brilliant. Everyone knows my dad, he's an absolute hero. So yeah, if you would like to wish him happy birthday, I would be very happy for that. I was trying to find him something, because obviously he's down in Cornwall. He's actually on his way up here at the moment. He's only about half hour away. He's down in Cornwall, and I was trying to find something that I could deliver to him. I was chatting to the lovely Tom Murray, who is one of the Patreons, and he is also one of the management team of Loaf's Bakery down in St Ives and Penzance, which is an absolutely sublime bakery. I was chatting to him and asking him if there was any way they do deliveries, which they don't normally do. And then Tom, being the absolute hero he is, offered to do a one-off personalised delivery for Dad. So he took up a load of pastries, a load of pasties, cruffins, all sorts of stuff. Of course, it's windy up here. Tom, I know you'll be watching this, but he hasn't let me pay for it yet. I said, oh, let me know how much it is, I'll pay for your fuel, and I'll pay for the cost of the pasties and some money towards your time. I've got a massive favour to ask all of you watching this, and that is, Tom has a YouTube channel, which I'll put on screen here somewhere. Really nice, feel-good kind of channel, really good vibes, and because he will not let me pay for these pastries and pasties, and his fuel and everything, I implore all of you watching to go and subscribe to his channel. Let's see if we can get him to 1,000 subscribers, and that will be my little gift from me to him as a way of saying thank you. He's done it out of the goodness of his heart, so I want to do something to give back to him. The other thank you I'm going to do before we get going any further, last weekend, or the weekend before actually, 2 weeks ago, I had my first ever proper Patreon ride out, Patreon only ride out. I've done a subscriber ride out before, but never done a Patreon one. Yeah, super adventure! A lot of people couldn't make it because I was quite late at telling everyone when we were going to do it and what hotels and everything. I could not have asked for a better day, a better group of people. We all got on like a house on fire. Everyone rode at a good pace. No one put anyone else in danger. Like, it was just absolutely perfect, and I could not have asked for anything better. We went into Wales and I organised a bit of a route around. It was like a 300-mile day or something like that, but utterly brilliant day, brilliant weekend. We had a good few beers, good laugh and all sorts of stuff, so thank you very, very much to you guys that could come, and also thank you very much to all the Patreons that have recently joined. Like, I've had a bit of an influx of Patreons recently. I genuinely appreciate it. Like, you're all jumping on, and it sort of come out of nowhere, which was really, really lovely. So thank you very much to everyone that has come along. The only other thing I will say, which is a little bit of a somber note, well, it's very much of a somber note, but I want to give a shout out to the gang from BikeStop, Martin, Monica and the family. One of their daughters, Becca, unfortunately was diagnosed with ovarian cancer probably 6 to 8 months ago. I don't think it was very long ago. So Martin and Monica have been a little bit, for obvious reasons, have been a little bit vacant from the shop where possible, to try and find time to take her to specialists and see as many sort of people as they can to see if they can do anything about it, because it was stage 4, I think. So really like aggressive they fought for months and months and months, and unfortunately a couple of weeks ago Becca lost her battle. Incredibly sad. I saw Martin at the mental health bikers meet that we did at BikeStop last weekend, or the weekend before should I say. He's just like, I mean, what a way to completely tear your whole world apart, like rip your world and turn it upside down. There's obviously nothing I can do, or any of us can actually do, to help that, I guess. All I can say, Martin, Monica, the rest of the family, my heart goes out to you. It's such a devastating thing to happen and for anyone to go through, so, and at such sort of short notice as well, no real time to come to terms with what might or might not happen. If there's anything I can do, please let me know. Becca had just done her doctorate and she was working towards some causes very close to her heart. In aid of Becca, Martin, Monica and the team have started raising money for Becca's chosen charities. Just a little bit of a something towards someone else that might be going through similar things, or something close to sort of her heart. The epitome of turning your world upside down. I feel for you, I really do. My heart goes out to you. Right, let's get on to bikes, shall we? Because I think that's a lot of shout outs and thank yous and all sorts of stuff. So first of all, should we talk about this beast? How I'm back on it and why there's a massive voltage gauge in the corner there. This bike has been off the road for probably 2 months now. I think the regulator rectifier and the stator was sort of, well, I think the stator was okay, but the rec was on its way out. So I've had that replaced. I had the stator rewound. Oh god, that noise. Actually, I'll go up the motorway, so it might get really loud, so I'll come up the motorway and come off at the next exit and come back. Oh my god! Oh god, I missed this thing. I was on the forums looking at what else it could be, because it would crank like it was ready to fire. I was on this one forum and this bloke said, have you tried looking in the fuel tank? If you open the fuel tank and you crank the bike over, if there's a little fountain, it means one of the fuel pipes has come off the fuel pump. These pipes are often known for cracking, coming off, splitting, and they're quite often known for just popping off as well. I found this comment and I looked in the fuel tank and guess what I had? A little fountain of fuel. I drained the fuel tank, took the fuel pump off, put that little pipe back on, put it all back together, put some more fuel back in it, cranked it, and it started and ran beautifully. And I was just sat there like, oh, you are joking. Like, after all that. The problems didn't particularly end there though, because taking it apart, putting it back together, pulled connections, pulled fuses, pulled relays. I think I'd caused a bad ground somewhere. I'm running just over 14 volts as I'm riding along here now. So yes, when I turned the headlights on, for some reason there was like the voltage meter that I've got over there started sort of dropping quite a lot. It was dropping 13.4, 13.2, 12.9. It was going down really quickly, so I think there's some form of like parasitic draw on the headlight ground. So that's the only real thing I need to solve now. But I did 200 odd miles the other day. God, that noise! Oh my god. And it was completely fine. It's riding as it was the day I picked it up. She's got fresh oil, fresh coolant, all sorts of stuff. So she is well and truly back, and I'm so happy about it. I got this working again, and then the KTM conked out on me. Like, I was riding it and it just conked out, and I'm like, what is going on? Why is this conked out on me? Never happened before. It's got nearly like 50,000 miles on it. I'm like, oh shit. So there's two things on this. One thing I thought it was, and then one thing that it actually was. So what I thought it was related to, we've had some really serious flooding at our house. Luckily not inside, but really, really bad. I'll put a video on screen somewhere of how bad it got, but basically the drains outside the house were pretty much blocked. So all this heavy deluge of rain we've had recently, the depth of the flooding on our road, like we're the low point unfortunately, because the bikes were sitting in like a foot of water. This had a watermark just under the brake disc. Assumed there was water or moisture in the tank or whatever it was, I didn't know. Oh, really? Let's turn around because I don't really want to follow him. Hopefully, please don't get a puncture, please don't get a puncture. Let's go back this way. Go down the motorway for one more junction. Yeah, so I thought it was that, and then basically what it was is I fitted the Chiggy, you know, the Android Auto thing that I got from a bike thing. I fitted that to the KTM properly, like hardwired it into the easy can because it's just, I mean, it's just an easy way of doing it, isn't it? No pun intended. I undid the battery terminals. Not sure why I did, but I just undid them, and I mean, it is what it is. That's what I did. Let's gently get up to speed, shall we? Oh my god, this thing is so fast! You don't need to undo the battery terminals to plug stuff into the easy can. Didn't really think much of it, didn't really do them up properly. I tightened them up, but not just, they were probably just over finger tight. And everything worked, everything started, and it was fine. I did my Patreon ride out like it. I was riding into work, and just suddenly the bike just started spluttering, conked out, the screens just went off and the lot, and I went, oh shit, what's going on here then? It wasn't flickering or anything, it just died and then came back on, and then died and then came back on. Got the noise of this thing when you're just rumbling along. Oh! Managed to get it restarted in traffic, rode for another 3 or 4 metres and it just did it again. I was like, oh, what is going on? And I pulled the seat off. Luckily it's got like a quick release so you can get to the battery if the bike just dies. And I looked at the battery terminals and the live or red terminal was finger tight at best. So I got the toolkit out, tightened it up, and I really tightened it up, and it's ridden ever since completely fine. In nearly 50,000 miles, my KTM has broken down once, and it was my fault. Oh, the noise of it! God, I've missed this bike. The last thing I'm going to talk about this time of year is bike season, or bike launch season, isn't it? I don't know whether all of you are social media regulars. I know some of you avoid social media like the plague. I kind of envy you for it. In the last couple of days, my beloved KTM have launched, well, not launched, but they've teased their new 2025 lineup. It involves a 1390 Super Adventure, a 1390 Super Adventure Evo. They don't have an R version out yet, but I'm assuming that will follow. A 1390 Super Duke GT, about bloody time KTM, because that thing was definitely overdue. They've also launched other things like they've got an automatic manual transmission, which we'll see what that's like, I guess. I mean, I'm sure it's fantastic, but whether I like this thing here. I like being able to pull that in and just rev the bike and be a complete twat. A new 8.8 inch touchscreen TFT that's full colour, has essentially Android Auto. It's not full Android Auto. Google have launched a version of Android Auto type thing. It's like a Google navigation type thing. KTM will make a skin of it kind of thing, so they will brand it like it's a KTM thing. Oh, rates me off the line. Don't think so somehow, mate. So it gives you actual map navigation, you can access your music and all that kind of stuff. If they have, that might be quite tempting. I mean, they don't look a huge amount different, but it looks like it's got all new switchgear, it's got all new like mode buttons and stuff like that. We'll see. It might be an absolutely it likely is going to be an absolutely incredible bit of kit. I didn't really think much of it. I didn't really think I needed any more bike kind of thing. I've already got more than enough bike in my Super Adventure. We'll fill the old girl up, shall we? Basically, I don't know, I mean, they will be fantastic bikes, I'm sure, but the fact that they've gone for all new switchgear, they've got this really cool, like, 8.8 inch screen, which is, like, either horizontal on the, what I assume will be horizontal on the road models, and then on the off-road models, when they eventually bring out the Adventure R, that will be a vertical kind of screen. So, yeah, I don't know whether you lot have seen it, but let me know what you think, because I think it could be a bloody good bit of kit. Oh, look at it. Oh, it's so sexual. So sexual. Oh, on the button. Yeah, I don't suppose it would ride a huge amount differently, but there's obviously rumours of it being 180 horsepower, 170 odd horsepower, 190 horsepower, all that kind of stuff. They've kind of changed the standard TFT that looks like that. It's gone like really like this, or really like that kind of thing. So we'll see. You'll probably see it in my Super Duke video next weekend, but I'm genuinely very, very, very tempted with a 1390 Super Duke. After having that one in Scotland, it's just, I think it's going to do everything I want it to, then keep the Super Adventure as my commuting, because like riding the Super Adventure at the moment for commuting is just, it's kind of ruining in the fun of it, because I'm just doing 80 miles each way at kind of a standard kind of pace, not really going that quick, and I'd fall asleep commuting, so I wouldn't do it on anything more dull than that. Or it does sap the fun out of wanting to ride that bike at the weekend. And I mean, now that it's got 50,000 miles, it's probably worth 7 or 8 quid. So I'm thinking, keep that thing, it's all paid off, just run it into the ground kind of thing, and then get myself something like a 1390 as a weekend kind of blast bike, something that I can enjoy at the weekend, something that I can enjoy, take on trips and all that kind of thing. That full fat sort of Super Duke with a fairing and that new TFT could, in form of the Super Duke GT, could be the next option. That is a very, very tempting thing, depending on how it looks and how it rides and everything. That could genuinely be the next bike to add to the garage. Sorry, I really like this road. Everyone says that the 1290 Super Duke GT is like the best bike they've ever owned, and they should have never got rid of it. Anyway, that's enough for me. So thank you very, very much to everyone for watching. Welcome back to This Old Girl. Thank you to all the Patreons. Happy birthday to Mickey V. Thanks to Tom for delivering my dad some goodies. And once again, my heart goes out to you, Martin, Monica, and the rest of the family. If there's anything I can do, please let me know. For the rest of you, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in next week's video, which will likely be the 1390 Super Duke review, and I'll see you in next week's video. Goodbye.